I've got 8 different types of material here. We're going to beat it up and see how they handle the abuse. My game plan is to use this wire brush on the end of my drill. Once we got a hole going, I'm gonna clip a carabiner through it and drop a 2.5 pound weight. All right, this first one we're gonna rip into here is a 10 ounce vinyl laminated polyester. It certainly feels like a heavy duty material, but let's find out if that's really the case. Oh, I heard it. Wow, oh man, that went through so much faster than I thought it would. I really wasn't leaning on that very much. Let's try it a little bit slower here off to the side and see if I can't get like some partial wear. So I've got, oh, maybe, I don't know, 18 inches of string on there with a 2.5 pound weight. So it's going to shock it pretty hard. We'll see if that tears very much. Oh man, major destruction. Okay, so my initial impression of this material is definitely way off. I thought this would have been heavier duty than it really is. This is an 18 ounce vinyl coated polyester. Let's see what happens when we rough it up. It definitely already held up better. That's about the force that I put on the last material, and it had already worn all the way through. Go from the same height. I'll just kind of roll it off here. I'm not sure it will rip with that amount of weight on there. Maybe we can get it to rip if I give it a clean cut. No, it just doesn't want to. The disadvantage to going with a material like this is the weight. It is a whole lot heavier than the last stuff, but as you can see, that is like super hard to get it to tear once a hole has started. This one is a 200 denier nylon Oxford cloth, and those last two we did were in ounces, and this one is in denier. Both of those are different measurements of weight. Got away from me a little bit there. It did not. It did not handle dropping the weight. Yeah, in fact, I can just tear that by hand pretty easy. This is just a little bit heavier here. This is a 400 denier nylon pack cloth. Hopefully this is more resistant to ripping though. This is just a touch heavier fabric. This one is a 600 denier Magnatuff polyester. There's no sticker on this one. They didn't have it available in the same sample, so I had to buy a little bit more of this material, and then I just cut it to size so it'd be similar to the others here. I started at a little higher speed there and then backed it off, but I'd already pretty much done the damage. I couldn't probably tell the difference between the abrasion resistance of this and that pack cloth. Oh, well, there's a difference right there. I don't think that tore at all. Okay, a little bit on the second drop. The extra weight on this one, or maybe it's whatever the Magnatuff qualification is. That's just a brand name, I believe, but I'm sure they're proud of their toughness or they wouldn't use that name. And this next one's a little different than the others. I'm excited to see what this guy does here. This one is a dual weight, 400 and 300 denier nylon poly diamond ripstop. So just the littlest bit. I stopped as soon as I felt it going through. Let me give that a little more. Just kind of grabbing that thread and pulling there. There's a big enough hole though. Let's see how well this stops the rip. Ooh, not even close. Dang. I did not expect that to just completely rip through. Yeah, and I can just tear it by hand as well. Well, I was wrong about that. I definitely expected that guy to hold up better to dropping the weight on it. Let's see if I'm right about this one. This is moving on to Cordura. I've got two different samples of the Cordura material. This one is 500 denier. And I expect it to, well, probably outperform everything we've tested so far. Just barely started to go through there. That is kind of what I expected from the Cordura. Wonder if I can help it a little bit, get it started maybe. If we can get it to tear with that. A little bit, then it did. Here is the 1000. And I'm guessing even harder to get a tear started. Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Oh, I might have actually got a little tear on that last drop. It kind of did like the last one, it's starting to stretch out a little bit there. Let's see if I can give it a little cut and get it. That's pretty impressive. I think that shows, or at least to some degree shows off, that Cordura really is high quality stuff. Well, I hope that gives you some idea of the quality in some of these different materials here. I definitely feel like I learned a little bit. Definitely not what I expected to see on Ripstop here, so I may have to research that a little bit more. But yeah, it is interesting to see how some of these rip so much easier than others and the different weight to fabric. Of course, the abuse I just put them through here is not something that you're likely to have happen to a disc golf bag. You know, drop it in a pile of sticks or something and, you know, maybe snag the bag if you fall over and gets punctured by a stick or something like that. Pretty rare that you'd have something of this sort happen, but you know, even in the most extreme circumstance, I guess that goes to show the difference in quality of some of these materials. So thanks for hanging out, watching another video. Catch you in the next one.